whether it's working or okay. So this is very important topic because most of the time, once we are marketing the books, uh, especially those books which are published, I face a lot of problems if their covers are not of the quality or according to genre. So it directly affects our marketing efforts. That's why we carried out study of almost uh, about 200 books, and we tried to find out why these books are selling well and why other books are not selling. So that was the reason I started. Uh, I got interested in running these competitions and also see that whether it works or not. So just briefly, I've already explained that why it is important to because it directly translates into sales or it can hinder the sales. So that's why I think this is very important. Uh, Already mentioned, and also there is very uh, important distinction between different genres of the books, and their covers must follow some laid out principles for those genres. Because on first glance, the audience should come to know what sort of book this is and whether they are interested or not. Because attention span is very less, so you have to make your mark in very few seconds. And also the strategic use of prominent words on covers helps, especially once it is a non-fiction book. We'll see few examples, and we'll see how we can make use of these words to make maximum impact on our potential buyer. So the sequence importance, although I have mentioned it earlier also, but we'll discuss. Then we'll discuss non-fiction book covers, fiction book cover designs, and then we'll have a Q&A session. Okay, so in modern day, there are so many audience and there are so many ads going on for the authors, for the audience, and that's why the very attention span is very much reduced. So you have to make mark, as already discussed, and the cover is the first thing which a potential buyer will see. It is just like packing up your book in a great package. So if the cover does not impresses an author or a buyer, then it will become difficult to sell that book. You can do also this practical exercise. I've done a lot of time this exercise. Select a topic, search it on Amazon, and see what book or what sort of book you find it very attractive, or if say I am searching books on leadership, add to cart that book which you think that you will buy if you have to buy one book from the leadership category, and then analyze why and how you took this decision. So in this way, you can come to know the mechanics, whether something is worth presenting it or not. So the non-fiction book and fiction book are totally different in terms of their structure, how we structure uh, their covers, because both are different in a sense that in non-fiction book, buyer knows what they are looking for, what he is looking for. In case of fiction, I'll show you how you can make most of the cover design. So non-fiction, you understand, you know what sort of topic you are looking for. So that's a little uh, less difficult than the fiction book. Okay, so studying use of words. If author is a prominent person, like he is a celebrity or he is president of United States or anyone else, so they would like to have their name prominent and also the picture of those celebrities or well-known or famous people on the cover in case of non-fiction book. And the subtitle in non-fiction book is very important because it explains the theme of the book. So once we'll see the examples, you will come to know why I've said this thing. Because if you do not use subtitle properly, your either you will not reach your audience or they will get confused and they will not understand what this book is all about. And also the colors are very important once we are trying to convey our theme of our book. You must have a look at the colors and it should match with the theme of the book. So the first and the most important part is focus on title and subtitle of a non-fiction book. Now this book was released in 2012 and now it's a Netflix series also. So just see this book. This is the title, The Blue Zones. A person like me who had never heard of this book or the Blue Zones, it does not explain anything. So the subtitle explains rest of things. 9 lessons for living longer from the people who have lived the longest, and then the author's name. So it explains what the blue zones mean, and it also shows. Just see the colors; they are also matching with the title. Now this is a new version of the book which is released once uh, this dense book has become a series on Netflix. See, it remains the same, but just see the colors. It's very prominent blue color and then gray color, and also he's with a bicycle because he is talking about he's going to make you understand how people live longer. So this shows a healthy activity. So this why in this manner he has expressed everything on his cover, and the audience which are looking for longevity or understanding, they can come to know what this book is all about. This is the second example, and I also like this book, The $100 Startup. $100 startup means that you do not need a lot of money to launch a startup. That is the theme of the book. But see the subtitle, reinvent the way you make a living, do what you love and create new future. So there are many versions of this book. In one version, it is be on your boss, your own boss, and fire your boss, something like that. So it expresses what this book is all about, and that is very important because till the time your potential buyer does not understand what this book is about, they are not going to buy this. So this is the way you attract the people, uh, especially once you are advertising on Amazon. There are very less options because you're targeting keywords and products only. You do not have luxury of targeting people by their interest or by their age or demography or location. So make use of these tips to make your book stand out. Many times it has happened, and I'll show you a bad example also. Then we can discuss how it affects. Okay, this book was from a very the person who is life coach for VIPs, and he wanted to write a book about the permanent weight loss because he had a lot of experience in doing that. The problem was you do not have to ridicule your audience also. So just see the title only for the serious. So if an audience is looking for a book on permanent weight loss, they may feel offended because it shows that maybe they are not serious. And the important thing was permanent weight loss, and that is in subtitle, and that is overshadowed by only and serious. Those are not the words which you should like to put in on your cover so prominent. So once we started marketing this book, the problem arose that it was not selling well. And also this word permanent weight loss, Amazon was not allowing us to advertise because they were saying that you are promising something which is not possible. So I kept on asking him, and then finally we had to change the cover. So this was the cover. Next time he got it designed. So permanent weight loss became prominent, and the subtitle. And again, we ran into problem with Amazon because they said that these are unrealistic claims. So although this cover, this is an ebook cover, so we can change ebook cover after publishing the book, but you cannot change it for paperback. That's why it's become more important that you should have a very thorough understanding of cover design. Okay, the second thing is important, background image. Same book we were discussing earlier, $100 startup. Just see the image which they have chosen for this. Dollars on bicycle. So it resonates with the theme of the book that you do not need a lot of money to launch a startup and become rich. So this is perfect with the cover. The other book, I'll explain this cover in detail later on, but just see this is Play Better Hockey. And the title image is Crosby. He's one of the best Canadian ice hockey player. So by seeing the cover, you know, and this is Play Better Hockey. It means it is for someone who wants to learn hockey or play hockey. So that's why I think that this is very important how they have placed their keywords. Now these two books are about coaching soccer, and just you can, by having a look at these, the right one is for the kids if you want to coach the kids, and left one is for a little grown up young adult people. But you can see from glancing at the cover, you can understand what sort of book is this. So if I am searching for book, just see this book says this book is for first time coaches, volunteer, parents, and anyone wanting to coach. This is not something very serious and ages 5 to 10. Rather, the left one is for the serious people. So the cover is conveying everything, and it becomes easier for an audience to understand and to take a decision to buy this book. Colors and fonts, they are very important because just see the fonts are used over here. The words which stand very prominent in terms of colors, this is mind, think, train, and thrive. So these four keywords, yes, the champion's mind, but it is all about the mind, how you are going to use your mind and think, train, and thrive for athletes. And see, there is a picture of an athlete, and whole background is black, and the only prominent thing is this athlete. So it conveys everything, and this book by James Efremo is also one of the bestseller in this category. So it conveys everything from the start. Now see this book, Victory, Fearless. So they are using strategic words, whenever you see these books or covers, you come to know about these 2 or 3 things which are very prominent, and they want you to see these. Okay, so victory favors the fearless, but victory and fearless are the most prominent. Then you can understand this book's theme, everything you understand. And if you see the fonts also, these are very clear font and very serious fonts. If you go back and see the other book, you can see over here, the color is pink and the fonts are, just see the how author's name is written. So everything has to be perfect in order to make a book bestseller, and cover design is one of the most important. And use of fonts, colors, everything should be in accordance with the genre. Now here I try to explain this in detail. You can see title, subtitle, colors, author's name. At that time, author was not that famous, but once he became famous, he has put in his own picture also over there. Now, this was the book we discussed earlier. We saw only the title. We discussed about the image only. Now, see, this was one of the best-selling book for some time, but just see the cover, how much information it is giving. So play better, hockey, main keyword and largest form. The hockey is visible not only from the image also, and also there is hockey is written over here. Then see the stamp of authority by some former hockey player, Ron Davidson. Forward, an endorsement by another ice hockey coach. So he has put his best foot forward for this book, and they have designed a very good and simple cover, which is going to explain, which is going to attract the people who are looking for playing better hockey, or they need some book which can coach them. And also see expected benefit for buyer. You can see the essential skill for player development: skate, pass, shoot, and dig like pros. So without reading anything, description, and anything more than the cover, they can understand whether this book is for you or not. And the ideal audience will get attracted, and they will definitely buy this book. Now, for fiction book, it has to be more expressive, because on non-fiction books, you can leverage that subtitle, strategic placing of keywords to explain more about the book. But fiction is all about the images and how these are represented. Let's have a look. Okay, these fall in horror category. And if you go and see the books in horror category, you will find they follow some theme. Dark colors, mostly black, gray, red are prominent. This one is of Stephen King, and it is the latest book. So since the author is well known, he has put his name in bigger font. What is the name of the book? Hardly matters. It's Stephen King's book. And you see the theme of it is something related to some home. There's some problem. There you can see there is a person standing in a window with background. In background there is light. So you can get some feel what sort of book is this. And that what I am trying to convey, and the cover is trying to convey, is you'd reach the right audience, because they will convert into sale. So just see, don't look back. Again, some haunted house with gray and black theme. So these, and you can see over here, there is very less subtitle, only the title, author's name, and the image and colors. So you must follow the genre, whatever that is. You cannot make a unique cover in the same genre, because people would not understand the theme of your book. So always go and see best-selling books in your genre, and always try to get inspiration from best-selling books. That is the easiest way to do it. Now, these four books are from Cozy Mystery. If you do not know about the Cozy Mystery are the amateur people solving some murder, and there is some comical element is involved. So just you can see, although this is about murder, just see the covers, very casual, very you can see very light colors, and so in this way you have to put cover in such a way that you show that you belong to that genre. Okay, again, colors and fonts. Now see, these books are of Corinne Hoover. She is well-known author. Hardly matters what is the title, what is the book. Everyone knows her, and you can see the bestsellers. So once you are a known author like Dan Brown, Stephen King, Colleen Hoover, so there is no need to take a lot of consideration into what you are going to put. One thing is for sure, that you are going to put your name there, or the author's name. Again, a little bit more explanation for this one. This is the Stephen King's name. See the colors or the fonts also. It matches with the theme. Title, not important. Background image, already discussed. This is another book of Stephen King, IT. I have chosen this cover design because it is on white background, but see what does it communicate? Red, sort of blood, and this is some clown. So it conveys its essence, and that is the important thing. Okay, so final thoughts are that must follow the genre already discussed. Get inspirations from best-selling book in your genre. Strategic use of words and color already discussed, and must understand your audience. If they are young adult, then the colors are going to be different. And also, if you are running ads for your author, like me, what I do, if the cover is not good, then you cannot make that book sell. So that's why must always, once someone is giving you a job of advertising the book, must always see their cover also, because a poorly made cover will never sell the book, even if you put a lot of budget on that. And if you will sell some books, it would become very costly operation. So cover has to be of quality, following genre, colors, strategic use of words. All these will translate into sales, which will be visible once you start advertising. Okay, so if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, website, and also YouTube, we are available. That's all from my side, but if you have any questions, please do ask. Thank you. ओके मुझे ये नहीं पता कि लिंक्डइन पे मेरा आज देख नहीं सक रहा, तो लिंक्डइन के ऑडियंस ज़्यादातर इंग्लिश वाले होते हैं, बट अदरवाइज यू कैन आस्क क्वेश्चन इफ यू वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड